across a couple things I didn't really realize, but it should be better here. So I do apologize about that, but this reading is about it's an article from WCCF Tech on Intel Core Ultra 200 series CPUs. Intel's Core Ultra 200S CPUs have reportedly witnessed a formidable performance improvement after Team Blue's recent round of optimizations. Intel China gives a briefing to media on the Core Ultra 200S CPU performance recent optimizations, showing impressive uplift. Well, if you are unaware, Intel recently released a field update around the issues surrounding Intel's Arrow Lake S desktop CPUs and how they have been massively underperforming on consumer systems. Team Blue discovered 5 different issues causing the performance gap between internal testing and consumer benchmarks, and have already pushed out updates to solve these issues. Or where did I go? To solve the problems identified. In media briefing, Intel China via Chipwell released benchmarks showing the performance enhancements in the new updates. There's a link to a related story about Intel gives an exclusive rundown on Core Ultra 200S performance status, reveals 4 out of 5 root causes are now patched. And there's a chart. So, field update 1 of 2, performance topic, unusual scheduling, high run-to-run variation, low IT scores, intermittent 1.5x increase in DRAM latency, performance lower on Windows 11 24H2 versus 23H2. Root cause: Intel mistimed deployment of OS power plant settings, BPM customizations, OS PNP parameters, DVFS core parking C states, approximately 6 to 30% performance loss. And the resolution is a Windows 11 update, KB5044384 or newer. The next topic is Intel Application Performance Optimizer not demonstrating expected performance results. Same thing, missing BPM states, CPU state where APO profiles cannot apply. Select reviewer BIOSes additionally set APO to default disabled, approximately 2 to 14% loss. Solved in the same Windows Update thing. KB5044384. Blue screen of death when launching easy anti-cheat titles on Windows 11 24H2. Known issue with easy anti-cheat KMD and Windows 11 24H2. Issue documented under Microsoft Safeguard ID 523255539. Exacerbated by disabling virtualization-based security (VBS). Solved with a new anti-cheat driver distributed by Epic Games for integration into ISV updates. Select performance settings misconfigured on some pre-release BIOSes. Consistency of VIP performance setting not sufficient checked by Intel. Effective PCIe, rebar, Intel APO, compute, ring efficiency, ring frequency, IMC gear, approximately 2 to 14% performance loss. Solved in consumer BIOS is now available in the field. New BIOS performance enhancements. Fresh optimization developed for upcoming BIOS updates. Currently in validation by Intel and partners. Single-digit performance enhancement estimated 35 game. GeoMean new motherboard BIOS is planned for January 2025. Before we go into the results, the vital point is that Intel identified 5 different root issues, as mentioned above. Specifically, they were associated with BPM, performance and power management configuration, along with APO, application optimizer, and several other elements, which we have already discussed. Intel's media briefing showing that after applying the updates to the identified patch issues, the firm witnessed double-digit performance differences in most benchmarks, which is undoubtedly impressive. Testing at Geekbench via my driver shows that Intel Core Ultra 9285K saw a 12.3% improvement in single-core testing, while multi-core testing remained unchanged. Similarly, Cinnamon Char 23 showed a consistent result, with single-core seeing a 5% bump in performance, but multi-core yet again showing no improvement. Regarding game performance, titles such as Cyberpunk 2077 saw a decent uplift in game performance, seeing an 18% improvement in average FPS after the update. There's then a photo of two computers side by side running Geekbench 6. I don't know what version of Geekbench we're on anymore, but it shows Geekbench, and the left one is like 2978, single core 21855 multi, and on the right computer is 3364 single, 22152 multi. Similarly, easy anti-cheat which affects game launches on Intel Core Ultra 200S CPUs has been patched. This was tested in Apex Legends, and the game ran without flaws. It won't be wrong to say that initial benchmarks in Intel's media briefing aren't portraying the whole picture for now. Despite the firm guaranteeing significant performance improvements with the new set of updates, we cannot be certain here for now. There's then a photo of game performance optimization talking about, I don't know what, but it's a projector from Chip Hill. Apart from this, Intel also mentioned improvements with one-click overclocking mechanism and bringing support for faster memory types. That too out of the box, which has been a huge issue due to ARLS performance, which has been compromised for consumers. Given that this particular architecture, Intel managed to bring several overclocking possibilities, mainly through independent frequencies of onboard dies, but ARLS didn't manage to capitalize on this until now. And it's a photo of the ARLS platform overclocking domain. Compute die OC, P-core overclocking, E-core overclocking, cache and ring overclocking, D2 DOC overclocking between die to die, SAF and NGU OC memory fabric overclocking, and memory OC. Overclocking for D2D, NGU, and memory module can improve system bandwidth and latency to memory. Intel's ARLS has not seen the launch it should have, and despite the lineup's massive anticipation, Team Blue has failed to deliver, at least for now. However, we can expect performance to streamline since Intel is set to release the new 0x114 microcode by mid-January. It's definitely a shorter article than I thought it was, but I wanted to at the very least get something out that didn't have my mic all messed up. All I can say, given that, I personally speaking had updated or upgraded within the last month and a half. I was looking at the whole 200 series Intel stuff and just, I don't know, it was very disappointing to see that 14th generation or even 13th gen oftentimes was faster than the whole Core Ultra stuff that's out right now. But regardless, I do hope that it does get better because it's the type